Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with sun shining faces. Oh, this is the way to have a good day. Hello, my sweet students. Welcome back to music class. I have missed you. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving break. I'm so happy to be here with you all. We are in a brand new month, which means we have a brand new composer, and we are getting into the holiday season, so we're gonna have so many fun holiday and winter songs to sing. We're gonna sing one today, we're gonna take a look at some more rhythms, and we're gonna have so much fun together. But first, we are going to sing through our two scales along with their triads and their arpeggios. All right, let's get started. All right, show me how good you've got at your hand signs. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Very nice. Now show me your major triad. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Good, and we've been using our major triad in our rhythm. So let's sing it one more time just to make sure we really got it. Ready, go. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Excellent job. Now add that top do for our da 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 major arpeggio. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, mi, sol, do, sol, mi, do. Very good. So after our major scale, our major triad, and our major arpeggio, we go down to La for our minor scale. Starts on La, ends on La. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, ready, go. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la. Very good. Then we sing through our minor triad. La, do, mi, do, la. Ready, go. La, do, mi, do, la. Excellent job. So our last step is adding that top La for our minor arpeggio. 1, 2, ready, go. La, do, mi, la, mi, do, la. Very good, my friends. I want to take this time to just encourage you to keep on using your hand signs because they're going to make you such a better musician. It might feel a little more tricky in the moment, but as you go through your music education, it'll make you learn those different notes so much faster. It's kind of like how taking notes during a class helps you remember the information, because not only are you listening to it, you're doing something physical to help you remember and retain that information. That's what we're doing. We're adding something physical, adding hand signs to our music. So Keep on keeping on with those hand signs. They get better and better every single time you do it. All right, let's move on to our song for this week. Okay, so I'm super excited about our song for today. It's going to be so much fun. We have a kind of wintry holiday song called Sleigh Ride. It might not be the sleigh ride that you know, the one that goes da 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 da. This one is a little different. I think it is just as fun, if not maybe a hair easier if you don't know it. And we've got some really fun words in there, some really fun sounds. We're going to do the whole song. It's going to be great. Let's get started. Okay, so here is our first set of lyrics. We have 3 today. So it's going to be a nice long song. There's going to be different little sections to it that we do different things in. So I'll sing a line and you sing it back to me. I think it's pretty easy to get the hang of. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet. Ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet. Ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. Good, and then we're gonna go, here comes a sleigh to take us riding. Merrily along on its runners gliding. Stops for a moment in the snow. Tumble, tumble in, and then away we go. Good, and that is the whole melody. We will have some extra words, but those are all the notes that you have to sing. So let's try it from the very beginning. What I think is really cool about this beginning part is it's just your major scale going down. So, ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet, ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. What you're doing is you're sometimes more than once, but you're touching every single note on the way down. Do 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 ti 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 la la so, fa 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 mi 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 re re do. So that's pretty common in Christmas music to do those kind of scale traversals. So let's try it from the top, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet. Ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet. Ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. Here comes a sleigh to take us riding merrily along on its runners gliding. Stops for a moment in the snow. Tumble, tumble in, and then away we go. Nice job! You're gonna get a lot of practice on those notes, so I'm gonna move on to the next set of lyrics. And we get more ting-a-ling-a-lings. That's my favorite part. So you're gonna go, ting-a-ling-a-ling as we glide along. Ting-a-ling-a-ling in the sleigh bell song. Good, so we're just going to repeat that. So see if you can sing it with me this time, all right? Those 3rd and 4th lines. 1, 2, ready, go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling as we glide along. Ting-a-ling-a-ling is the sleigh bell song. Excellent. See how the horses pull together. Galloping along in the frosty weather. Trot go their hoofs with cheery sound. Clatter, clatter, clatter on the frozen ground. Very good. So, to keep it interesting and fresh, we're going to sing the first set of lyrics, totally normal, still, just do your best. Then, on the second one, we're going to keep a steady beat. We're going to add some percussion in. You guys are my drum section, okay? So, why don't we try it now, this second set of words, with our beat, okay? Get it going. Try to keep it even with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling as we glide along. Ting-a-ling-a-ling is the sleigh bell song. Ting-a-ling-a-ling as we glide along. Ting-a-ling-a-ling is the sleigh bell song. See how the horses pull together, galloping along in frosty weather. Trot go their hoofs with cheery sound, clatter, clatter, clatter on the frozen ground. Very nice. Okay, our last but certainly not least set of lyrics, okay? We get more ting-a-ling-a-ling. Surprise. It's the best part, right? Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, what a noise we make. Now try singing it with me because it's just going to be repeated, right? Those third and fourth lines, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, what a noise we make. Very nice. And here is our last little set. All afternoon our bells are tinkling, with a merry tune till the stars are twinkling. Back to the city turn we fast. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, and now we're home at last. Yay, very good, you guys made it. So remember, for our first one, we're gonna sing it just straight out. Then our second one, we're gonna keep a steady beat. Now, this third time, we're gonna keep the rhythm that we are singing. So if I'm singing Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake, I'm gonna tap Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake as we go through. So you're keeping the same rhythm that you're singing. It's actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So let's give it a shot and then we'll put it all together, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, what a noise we make. Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, what a noise we make. All afternoon our bells are tinkling, with a merry tune till the stars are twinkling. Back to the city turn we fast. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, and now we're home at last. Very nice. So I think that keeping that beat, that rhythm that we're singing, helps you feel what's happening in this song, which is that bum 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 bum. And what is that trying to show us in the music? It's trying to show us that kind of feeling of horses galloping in a sleigh. Dun, 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 dun. It's like you're riding a horse just by singing the song. Isn't that magic? So sometimes we call that word painting. So what you're singing, the words that you are singing, is also in the music. So I love this piece. I think it is so Christmassy. It's in that holiday spirit. And one of the reasons is it has this very special piano part. It's got this sound in it. So this is our major triad, do, mi, so, and then we add a T to it on top. Do, mi, so, ti. Try it with me. Do, mi, so, ti. Good, and I will even show you what it feels like or what it looks like on the piano. So we're skipping one note each on white notes. Do, mi, so, ti. And that extra little note in there gives us that kind of holiday feel. So make sure you're looking out for that sound as we try it with our piano. Let's give it a shot. Are you ready? Do you have your... All right, my friends. Are you in the zone? Are you ready? Do you have your beautiful mental picture of that snowy winter wonderland that you're going through in a horse and a sleigh, just like our picture down at the bottom of our words? I hope you do. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so magical. So this is our starting note. To remind you, we're singing it straight through once, then we're going to keep the beat, then we're going to keep the rhythm with our hands, because there's a big difference between rhythm and beat, right? Okay, let's go for it. Do your very best. If you get lost, just meet us on those ting-a-ling-a-lings, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet, ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, go the sleigh bells sweet, ting-a-ling-a-ling in the snowy street. Here comes a sleigh to take us riding merrily along on its runners gliding. Stops for a moment in the snow, tumble, tumble in, and then away we go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling as we glide along, ting-a-ling-a-ling is the sleigh bell song. Ting-a-ling-a-ling as we glide along, ting-a-ling-a-ling is the sleigh bell song. See how the horses pull together, galloping along in the frosty weather. Trot go their hoofs with cheery sound, clatter, clatter, clatter on the frozen ground. Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake, ting-a-ling-a-ling, what a noise we make. Ting-a-ling-a-ling by the frozen lake, ting-a-ling-a-ling, what a noise we make. All afternoon our bells are tinkling with a merry tune till the stars are twinkling. Back to the city turn we fast, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and now we're home at last. Bravo, you guys! I hope you enjoy that song. I hope that if you weren't in the holiday spirit before, you are now, because it's coming. And I think you did such a wonderful job with a lot of different words and a very interesting melody. So, hats off to you guys. Let's move on and take a look at our rhythm for this week. Okay, so here's our rhythm for today. We've been here before. We are going to review our notes and our musical symbols, and then we're going to take a look at a rhythm, and we're going to then add our solfege on top of it, because we're becoming super good little music readers. So there won't be any new information today, just review, because we started some new stuff right before Thanksgiving. So here are the notes we know so far. We've got our quarter note, which gets 1 beat each. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got our half note, which gets 2 beats, and that goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got our dotted half note, which gets 3 beats, which means that if we wanted to play it in a 4/4 measure, we'd got to add a quarter note. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. And then last but certainly not least, we have our whole note. And that gets 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. So when we look at our rhythm, we are going to see this big ol' squiggle at the very beginning. And that squiggle is called our treble clef. And our treble clef is very, very special because it shows us where our G is, right? So right where the treble clef ends, that beautiful line is going to be our G. So any note you see on that line will be a G. So going up our lines, we have E, G, B, D, and F. Or, if you want to have some help remembering it, every good boy does fine. Very nice. So then we have also been learning a brand new note. This happened right before we left for break. It's this note. It's right below. It's kind of on its own little mini line below our E. And this note is very special. It is our middle C. It's that note. And if you imagine that there's a space right below E and then one more line, you get E, D, C. It makes total sense if you're going backwards instead of forward. So that is our C. So far we have solfege notes for our C, our E, and our G. So C is do, do. Our E is our mi, me. And our G is our so, so. And together, do, mi, so. What does that make? That makes our major triad, right? Oh, so special. So, if you saw those three notes going upward, you would sing do, mi, so. Pretty simple, right? And if you saw them going that way instead, going down, you'd sing so, mi, do. So we are just slowly but surely learning how to read and interpret these notes when we see them. So, moving forward, here is our rhythm for today. And I think it's pretty straightforward. Give it a little look-see, and then we'll start clapping it out. So I see quarter notes. I see a lot of quarter notes. I see some half notes. I see a dotted half note. I see a whole note. And I see, like usual, that our notes that we're going to clap are in a color, and the notes that we're not going to clap on, or the beats that we're not going to clap on, are in black. So there's a lot of tools that you can be using to start understanding this music. Alright, so I'm going to clap the first line, you clap it back after me, and we'll take it from there, okay? You guys know the drill. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now let's clap that whole first line. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Now, let's try the second line. So I'll clap it, you clap it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice job. Let's try the whole second line all together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. All right. Are we ready? Let's take it from the top, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, very good, you guys. So I hope that that was pretty easy for you. If your class was struggling with it, feel free to pause it and clap it through one more time. But we are going to move on to our solfege. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sing it with the notes that we have written over here. I'm going to do 2 measures at a time. And then we're all going to sing it together. So you're going to listen the first time and then you're going to sing it with me. Okay? So here's the first 2 measures. Do, do, mi, so, mi, do. Now together. Do, do, mi, so, mi, do. Good, and I like to keep a steady beat somewhere on my body. Sometimes I catch myself doing it on my leg where you guys can't see it, but I'm always trying to keep a beat so I know where I'm at. All right, so here is our next 2 measures. So, mi, do, mi, do, mi, so. So, mi, do, mi, do, mi, so. Excellent. So now we're doing the bottom line. I'll sing the first 2 measures of the bottom line. See if, as I'm singing it, you can follow along on your measures and see if you can read those notes as well. All right. Do, do, so, mi, do. Do, do, so, mi, do. Excellent. Last 2 measures. So, do. So, do. All right, good job, my friends. So now, last thing for us to do is put it all together. So I want you to keep a steady beat. See if you can feel that rhythm and also sing what we just learned, okay? Try to read it on your staff, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Do, do, mi, so, mi, do, so, mi, do, mi, do, mi, so, do, so, mi, do, so, do. Excellent job, you guys. Every single time you do that, you get a little bit better. You get a little bit better at reading your music. All right, very nice job. Let's move on to my favorite part of the class, our composer of the month. Okay, so this month we are going to be learning all about a man named Sergei Prokofiev. Try saying that with me. First say Sergei Prokofiev. Very good. So, he lived from 1891 to 1953, and he was from a country called Russia. If you look at the map on the side of your screen, it's that big country in red. So he was Russian, and because most of his compositions were from the 1900s, he is a modern era composer, just like the first composer that we learned about, Ennio Morricone. And the instrument that he was really very good at was piano. He was an excellent piano player. And because of that, we're even going to be looking at a piano piece today. So he was really talented at a really young age. He was always very musical. His mother was a very good pianist, and so he used to hear her play Beethoven on the piano along with other really good composers. So he had that music in his ear from a really young age, and he composed his first piano piece at just 5 years old, and then he just never stopped composing. Really good at something at a very young age, like Prokofiev was when he was writing his first pieces at 5 years old. And that word is protege. Try saying it. Protege. That is when someone is really really extra talented at something really, really young. And we use that term a lot in music for some of our composers. So Mozart would have been considered a protege, Handel would have been considered a protege, Bach would have been considered a protege. So there's a lot of different composers we learn about who take to it really, really young. I'm so excited about this composer because I think he writes so well in every single different type of music. So he writes beautiful piano pieces, he writes beautiful ballets, he writes beautiful symphonies. He's just good at writing for the orchestra, he's good at writing for the voice, he's good at writing for dance, he's good at writing for solo instruments. He just really does so many different things well. And I think he's a great December composer because I have an extra special piece for our very last week that I think is very, very festive. So today we are going to be taking a look at a piece that he wrote for solo piano. And this kind of piece is called an etude. Say that word with me, etude. And that means that it's really, really tricky. An etude is meant to teach you something specific about the instrument or to make you improve on some type of technique that you need to play that instrument. So let's take a look at that at the next slide. Okay, so there is a lot of great information on this page. We are listening to Etude Opus 2, number 1. As I mentioned, an etude is a piece that is meant to help you get better at something about that instrument. And let's take a look at this name. So we have the etude, we covered that. And now we have this kind of OP2 right here. So the OP stands for opus, and that is how we keep track of the things that a composer writes. So once they make a certain amount of music, we start a new opus. So when something says opus 2, you can imagine that that's pretty early in someone's career. So we have one of Prokofiev's earlier pieces today, and the number 1 just means that there were more than one etude in this group of compositions. So there's actually 4, but we're going to be listening to the first one. So as I mentioned, this piece is for solo piano. It is very, very difficult. I have a little snapshot of it over on the side of the screen so you can see how many notes someone's playing at the same time. It gets a little crazy. And it was written when Prokofiev was 18. So just like I mentioned, Opus 2, so pretty early on. So you can imagine that our composer was 18, thought he was pretty darn cool, and kind of wrote all this hotshot music. So it's kind of show-offy. He was like, ooh, look how good of a pianist I am. So he was kind of writing these pieces to show off how good of a pianist he really was. And I really like this piece, even if it is show-offy. It's very stormy and intense. There's some happy little parts in it too, but it's kind of moody. And this is going to be a special video that we're going to be watching because instead of watching someone play the piece, we are going to be watching the music, the sheet music. So let's look at a snapshot of what you're going to see. So it's this picture blown up a little. Yeah, so what you're going to be looking at will look something like this. And, we should recognize this. We have a treble clef, and then we have another clef we haven't learned about yet called a bass clef. And this is how you sort through your right and your left hand. So the top line is going to be your right hand, if you were playing piano, and the bottom is going to be your left hand. So these are all the notes that are played in the right hand, and these are all the notes that are played in the left hand. So it's kind of hectic, right? So we have a very, very talented pianist playing this for us. You can tell that you're playing these at the same time because of this little squiggle right here. So anytime you see that, those 2 lines of music are going to be played at the same time. So this piece is going to go these first 2 lines all the way to the bottom, then these 2 lines. All right, so we are in 4/4. It's gonna be a little harder, but it's gonna be the same as your rhythms. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it'll go to the next slide. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on how you're gonna read this piece as you go through and try to follow along that we're about to listen to, as in it's really difficult to play. You can see just on the screen how many notes there are at the same time. I'm super excited for you guys to listen to it. I'd love to know what you guys think. And just keep on keeping on. If you lose your place while you're watching it, don't worry. I just want it to be up there so that you guys can have a little bit of a different listening experience and start getting used to following along with the music as it's happening. So, it's just there as a little test for yourself. You're kind of quizzing yourself, see if you can follow along. And one of the ways that it's really helpful to do that is by keeping a steady beat. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever it is as it's going on, okay? So as you're listening, it's about 2.5 minutes. It's not a super long one. That's the whole piece too. Just kind of keep a steady beat somewhere on your body as you're listening to it. It might be kind of fast, fair warning. All right, without further ado, here is Etude Opus 2, number 1. Every single time I listen to it and I look at that sheet music, I kind of find myself going the whole time. I just can't believe that someone could play that. We have some very, very talented pianists in the world. All right, that is all we have for today. Welcome back. I missed you a lot last week. I can't wait to get into more festive songs with you and some more composer listenings. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next time. Let's say farewell by singing through our goodbye song. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Bye-bye, butterfly. I'll see you time. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Bye-bye, butterfly. I'll see you again next time. I'll see you